Hey friends, it's Awkwardly Random with Cinthya and Michelle, where we talk about random topics.
Anything and everything awkward is on the table, so let's dive right in.
Hey everybody.
Hi, we're back. We're back, y'all. We are back
For another episode, the first episode of 2022.
Woo! 2022.
Yeah, we started this in 2020, so like we're going strong.
Yeah, I think so.
With some breaks in between
With
here
some
and
breaks.
there.
Yeah, we gotta be real. We had some breaks.
You know, to be
It's okay.
completely real. Yeah,
Yeah.
life happens. Last year was hard, man. Last year was hard.
Yes.
And
I hated it. I'm so fucking done. I'm
Yeah.
so glad it's over. Yeah, it was hard for me. It was a hard year.
Yeah, it was a hard year all throughout. I think from January to December, it was just a
Shitty.
one long giant struggle.
Yeah, I agree. For me, yeah. We hope you had a good year, though. I mean, if you did, we're so happy for you.
Yes,
But just for us, it was
Yeah.
fucking shitty.
there were some good moments,
Yeah.
obviously, and like it's not like we were sad every single day, 365 days. But there were some major things that we've gone through the last year, and I'm sure we're not the only ones. So, but we're here. We're showing up again. We keep showing up.
Yeah, we want to because we know how hard it's been for us. And like Bean said, we can imagine it can be hard for other people, but we're here. And that's kind of what life is, you try to show up when you can.
Yeah. We're trying. This is really, this is almost like self-care for me doing this.
Same.
I look forward to doing this. I'm not doing this out of I have to do it. I actually want to do
we don't
this.
get paid.
Like this. Yeah, we don't get no money for this. This is something this is like a hobby. This is something we truly enjoy doing. And I hope that you're able to find something that you enjoy doing to help you get through those harder times.
Yeah, maybe it's listening to us. It's hard.
And maybe it's listening to our angelic voices. Maybe that's
my angelic voice. My deep ass voice.
I'm surprised when you were like, "Hi, we're back." You usually don't say it like that.
I know, but it's a new year. I'm trying to be positive. New year, trying to have this change of mindset. Yes.
New year, new Mish.
I don't know about that.
We're gonna get into that. We're definitely gonna get into that. That's like huge right now, the New Year new me craze. But we gotta get to our random question of the day.
For real.
Because that's a thing that we're doing now, and we're gonna continue doing it.
Yep. And if you ever have a random question that you want us to answer, let us know, comment below, or DM us or message us on Instagram. Just let us know. We're open to answer anything and everything.
That's right.
Is our motto.
Anything and what did you say? Everything and anything is on the table. So let's dive right in.
Wow, we should redo that. I just sound a little bit different. That's 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah, we started 2020. Okay. All right, we'll have to work on that. All right, let's get to our random question. Go ahead and ask it, Mish. You came up with this question.
Okay. What is your OG celebrity crush or crushes? When you were younger, started, I don't know, watching movies or whatever. Who were your OG celebrity crushes?
Hold on. Before that, at what age do you remember how old you were when you were conscious of this feeling that you had of crushing on somebody, on a celebrity?
I feel like I was in middle school, late middle school. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know how old I was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, damn, they're cute.
Yeah. Right. So that's what we're considering a crush, like someone that you find attractive. Because I have crushes on people that not physically. Where I'm like, wow, I freaking love their acting. They're my favorite. I love them in everything they're in.
Yeah.
That kind of crush too.
Yeah. It could be anything, whatever you consider a crush to be, whatever you find attractive, just whatever you found attractive.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't have like huge like celebrity crushes, but I remember really loving Uncle Jesse from Full House.
Yes.
Because you know why? Because he was a musician.
Yeah.
And man, okay, I love music. I love musicians. Like that's like my jam. No, pun not intended there. But yeah, I loved him. I still do.
Yeah. I agree.
What's one for you?
Good pick. Mine would be I had a few, but one OG, I would say Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever see that baseball movie when he was little?
No.
I remember seeing that when I was younger, when he like I don't know, it was called Angels or something. I don't know, but he was in a baseball movie when he was really young, and that's where I first like knew of him. And then obviously he has so many movies. I don't know. I just always had a crush on him. Him and Keanu Reeves. Oh, still both of them. I still have. They're my like OG celebrity crushes.
Wait, how did you discover Keanu Reeves?
I think I saw him like on Speed when he was like a little bit younger and first starting off. And then he's been in other movies like The Matrix and other stuff like that. But usually I think it was more, and then just learning more about his personal life and like just so much hardship he's been through. And like, he just seems like a very kind soul. Obviously I don't know him, but it's just based off of like my research of him.
Okay. So you Googled him.
I Googled him, of course.
Yep.
And I Googled Joseph Gordon-Levitt, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, I think those would be like my main celebrity crushes.
We were talking about this yesterday as we were planning, and you brought up Ricky Ullman from Phil of the Future. And I haven't thought about him in years, but oh my God, I loved him. I loved him. Like I loved him in Phil of the Future. I loved him in Pixel Perfect.
Yeah, he was good.
I watched interviews that he did. He just seems like a good person.
Yeah.
And I always thought he was really cute. So yeah, I think he's also one of my OGs.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, look at us. We have different tastes.
Look at us. Do we?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. I think sometimes they overlap though.
Yeah.
You don't like Joseph Gordon-Levitt or Keanu Reeves? Are you kidding me?
I mean, they're fine, yeah, but they're not like my crushes. No.
But I do like Ricky Ullman too, so
yeah, that's our overlap.
Yeah, that's our overlap.
Wow.
Okay,
that's cool. That was a good question.
Okay, so now we should get into discussing the new year, but first let's reflect on 2021.
Oh gosh,
how was it for you, Beans?
It was really rocky. I feel like it was just a bunch of up and downs. Like I never felt steady or stable. It was just, I was like, I had some nice ups. I was gonna say highs, but no, I wasn't like high, like on drugs or nothing. But I had some like nice, like really special moments with family. I got to visit my family. I spent Christmas with my family. Yeah, I don't know. And then I had some like rough moments financially. And like with the pandemic, and then like COVID scares and anxiety, lots of anxiety, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life, trying to figure out what I'm going to do when I have to pay student loans again.
For real. So like, glad they extended it, but for real, you need to erase that.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the student loans.
Yeah, they really do. So there's just a lot of things, a lot of good things, but a lot of really hard things.
Yeah, so, for sure.
But I feel agree. Like that happens every year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I'm generalizing to every year that I've lived in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did something stick out to you, or how was it overall? How would you describe 2021?
I don't want to cry, man.
Yeah. It's hard.
It was hard.
Really, really, really hard year.
It's hard. It's like I'm not gonna cry. It was hard.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was probably one of the hardest that I've ever had to live. But yeah, it was really hard and it sucks. And I'm kind of glad it's over. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm still like processing a lot of the things that I went through, but it was mostly terrible towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably open about it later once I like feel a little bit better and have been able to process things better, but it was just really hard. And I learned a lot. Obviously not the entire year was sucky and terrible, but there were a lot of good memories that I made in 2021. But it was just a really bad year for me.
Yeah.
Tell
me something that stuck out to you that was positive. Like, what's a good memory? One of the good memories that you were saying that you had, that you made.
Probably just spending time with like my family and like Jesus and Mia and just like enjoying each other's company and, you know, just finding joy in the simplest things. I think that's just in general how I am. I'm just a pretty simple person that just likes the company of people who I enjoy being around. And those were like my favorite, because I mean, obviously with COVID and me living in New York, I really wasn't with my family for the majority of the year. So when I was able to be with them, like those meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
What about you?
Same thing. I mean, I've learned to really love I've always been kind of a homebody, but I don't know. I just really enjoy those nights when like me and Rebe are watching a movie, laying on the couch, like just being in each other's company, just like having someone there, like just like the bare minimum of being with someone, sharing a space with somebody, even if we're not like fully interacting or just watching a movie. Or like 2 days ago, we just laid on the couch and we each read a book for like an hour. And you know, we just shared experiences and did things together and like just shared space. And that's really cool to me. Like, it's so simple and it's nothing fancy. It's just spending time together. And especially with COVID, it's really hard. Like, and especially now too, with the cases rising and this new variant, and hospitals are over capacity. You know, I know so many people now that are testing positive, and it's really scary. And so like, I'm just not hanging out with people. I'm not seeing people in person, except for my family and Rebe, you know, like, and just like people that I see on the daily, but that's it. Like, there's there's not much socializing in person. And so like, that's really hard. So just trying to cope with all of that, plus
I know
finances, plus like generalized anxiety. Like, I just am such an anxious person overall. So it's just like, I feel like it's a lot of things weighing on me all at once.
I feel that.
I've lost sleep over it plenty of nights throughout the year.
Same.
You know?
Yeah. It's hard. And you saying that just reminds me of like people not okay. So for us, we kind of lived a similar lifestyle throughout the last year. Like, we went to work, like obviously we have like, we hung out with like the close people in our lives, like our family and like who we live with, right? But I feel like some people didn't really do that. Like, some people traveled, didn't care about COVID and all these other things. And I don't know, it makes me feel some type of way, but at the same time, like, it's people's lives. But I just hope that like, as COVID cases keep rising, like, I hope people like start to care about other people and how like they're putting other people in like harm, just because you're not maybe not necessarily being affected by COVID, or maybe not necessarily have symptoms or anything, you may be exposing other people. So I just wanted to say that, because I know, you know, I don't know, when you know, on social media, and people like share like their like they put their whole year, and or at least that's the trend now, they put their whole like year in like videos, and like they do like recaps or whatever. And I was like, bro, you went to like, you know what I mean? They went out of the country and did all this shit, which is amazing. But at the same time, like, most of us didn't have that privilege or luxury to do. And I think that if you did do that, like, reflect on it, you know, be a better person. Be a better person.
I feel weird commenting on that, because like, that's not my life. It's not my my business, and at the same time, like,
but it is, you know,
it is all of our pandemic
business. Yeah.
And there's people that are, fully vaccinated, right? Like have the 2 vaccines, maybe are not boosted or whatever, and they've gotten COVID once already, and they feel like it's fine now. But just because you are vaccinated, like you are vaccinated, that's great, but you can still get COVID. You can still get sick from COVID. You can still pass COVID along to other people. But they work in the sense that usually what happens is that's like the trend right now, that you can handle it at home and you don't have to be hospitalized. You don't reach that severity of that you need to be hospitalized. But I don't know. I think there's been some type of like shift too in people who are vaccinated that maybe feel like they're safe now and it's fine. And and I don't necessarily agree with that. So, I do encourage people to get vaccinated and get the booster if you're able to. Because we got to get through this, man. We were 2 years in.
I know.
And I feel like we're just going downhill again.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I mean, after me not crying and explaining how my year was, it definitely was very hard.
Yeah.
But there were some good moments in 2021, but I am very happy that it's over. And I mean, obviously, when I say it's over, I mean just like the year 2021, but like everything else that did happen obviously is culminating and going into 2022, which is fine too. But it's always good to have like a fresh start in terms of like, it feels like it, you know. But we'll see. I don't know. I cannot tell the future. I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully it's a better year for me and my family. I'm hoping for the best. But yeah.
I hope so too. Let's reflect on the podcast before we get into, because we do want to talk about this new year, new me mindset, trend, whatever you want to call it.
New year, new me.
New year, new me. New year, new you. New year, whatever, right? Let's talk about that. But first, let's reflect on the podcast, because we've been doing this since October 2020. When I FaceTimed you that one night and I was like, hey, you want to start a podcast? And you were like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting that whatsoever. And I was like, okay, so this is actually happening. And now we are in January 2022 and we're recording yet another episode. A whole year and a half later.
I know.
We haven't been the most consistent, but
we haven't. It's hard.
But we've been trying, and we're still trying to produce content.
Yeah, I think this time, for sure, consistency. We got it.
I'm not gonna make any promises, but I'm gonna promise that. Well, yes, I'm gonna promise that I'm gonna try.
I'm not gonna make any promise, but let me promise
let me promise you this. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No guarantee, but the promise is that we're gonna try our hardest, our absolute hardest to be more consistent with this.
Yeah.
But like, we haven't talked about this, Misha. How has it been for you to do this podcast?
I mean, it's been fun. I think. We took breaks and we weren't as consistent, but at the same time, like, I really enjoy talking to you, Beans. I like these are conversations that we have. It's like without the microphone before we even started recording. Like we would talk about all these random topics, but now it's being recorded, like we're putting it on the internet and people can watch. So in that aspect, it's very fun, but at the same time, like I enjoy listening to other podcasts and I enjoy forming our like community, even though like there's not that many of us. There are people who listen to us, which is amazing. And thank you for those who have been listening to us and have followed us from the start. And I feel like we have our own little small community that like can possibly grow to more people. And I like that we talk about things that are relatable, in my opinion, things that maybe aren't always talked about, like me being emotional and like talking about my life, because it hasn't been easy. But I just like sharing and like sharing stories and that community aspect of it. But at the same time, it does take a lot of time. It's hard when we work full-time jobs and sometimes work a little bit over our full-time jobs. And on top of that, want to have our own personal time and setting our own boundaries and spending time with our families and being present. So sometimes it can be a lot when we have a lot of things scheduled certain weeks. That's why maybe it may be a little hard to put out episodes. But I like it. I'm enjoying it. I think we can continue to be consistent. I think we can continue to have good conversations and we have so many ideas in mind. We just actually have to like do it and put them out there,
Yeah.
What about you?
I feel the same way. I decided to ask you about doing this podcast because I was thinking about it. I'm like, who better person to do it with than Michelle? Because like we do talk about these things all the time.
Yeah.
This is our day, like not daily, but like every time we FaceTime, we don't end the call in 30 minutes.
No.
Like, I don't know if you noticed this, but
I noticed it.
I try to like plan out my evening because I'm like, okay, I'm going to FaceTime Michelle tonight. I need at least an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Just because we just end up like just talk. We go different directions all the time when we talk. And it's all these, random topics like this. That's what we talk about all the freaking time. And I thought like, well, this must be relatable to other people. Maybe other people could find some sort of community in this or find some sort of, I don't know, just like feeling like someone can relate, someone is there. And so why not record this and just put it out there and see what happens.
I
didn't have like a specific vision or goal of like, I want us to be famous and I want us to reach this many views. And like that wasn't the goal, right? The intention was just for us to share stories like you were saying and learn about things. And I was trying also trying to challenge myself and like surround myself with people that maybe know more about a certain topic than I do, so that I can continue growing and learning. And that's why also we have these guests, these really, really cool guests that share their experience. And I always take something from our conversations, whether it's just me and you or it's with a guest or whatever.
Yeah, same. So I love having guests.
Yeah, me too. And we're planning to have more guests.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. But like,
stay tuned.
That's like, it's just something fun. It's something fun. I just like you, I love listening to podcasts. I listen to at least one daily. And I don't know, there's something really like, it brings me joy to hear other people's stories and narratives and perspectives. And I don't know,
it's important.
I feel less lonely. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I can feel that. I understand that.
Not that I feel like super lonely, but it's like, it's nice to have someone to
relate to. Yeah, for sure. So, I agree.
What are you hoping for this podcast? What are your hopes for this podcast as we continue moving forward this next year?
I mean, my hopes are for us to, be consistent.
Yeah, that's number one for me too.
Number one.
Numero uno.
I want to have a little bit more deeper talks into different topics. I know we have different ideas and it's really hard to fit certain things into like 45 minutes or an hour.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like we can just talk for hours about certain things. So yeah, just expanding topics that we talk about and guests. I want to have different guests. I think we have so many people in our networks that like I hate when I say like, we have so many people in our networks that have just different skill sets, different experiences, different ideas. And it's always so nice to have somebody else on the podcast to just join us and give us their input. So yeah, definitely more guests. And I know before we talked about YouTube, like putting out more content on YouTube that isn't just like videos of our podcast. That would be nice too. So yeah, I mean, these are ideas. These are things that I hope we do this year, and we will do this year, so we can hold ourselves accountable. But yeah, those are my ideas. What about you?
Yeah, all of that sounds great to me. I want to do more I want to do more YouTube videos of different types of videos, whether it be challenges or vlogs.
I'm so bad at challenges.
That's the best part. Like it's just gonna be one.
I fail at all of them.
It's just gonna be a giant struggle, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we can try it.
Vlogs, trying new things. I think we've talked about a lot of really good topics in general with this podcast, and it would be nice to dig a little bit deeper. It's just a matter of like figuring out the logistics, right? Like how much time do we have, and is there something that we really want to be specific about in terms of what we focus on, or do we want to branch out a little? Like, I think that's what's really cool about this, is that the options are limitless. Like we can do whatever we want and as much as we want of something. So
yeah,
I think that's pretty cool that we have that liberty to do all of that. So I'm just excited to see what we end up doing. I think you and I are still pretty motivated. Like we're still showing up. We're still wanting to do this. So I hope that we like keep that going. Yeah. And as long as we keep that going, I think we'll be able to continue growing as a podcast and as a community. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, more guests, more debates. That would be cool.
That would be cool. Just talking about
respectful debates.
Yeah, just like talking about things that maybe we don't agree on, or maybe have guests on that maybe have different opinions than us. Not too like far from, you know what I mean? Not like, I don't know what I'm saying, but yes,
like
debates.
And just like challenge one another, in it with the mindset of like having that growth mindset of like we're trying to learn and see other people's perspectives, and you still don't have to agree with them at the end of the conversation, but you held that space for them to at least share their opinions and you'd like listen to what they had to say. And that's my goal too, is to do more of that. So
nice. I agree.
Cool.
That's a good idea.
Stay tuned, y'all. We have lots of ideas.
Stay tuned.
Okay, let's get into this whole resolution thing. I used to subscribe to that notion. The New Year, New Me, New Year's resolutions things.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think it depends.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Okay, what do you mean?
I think it depends. I think
we're having a debate now. Go ahead.
Debate. Let's debate.
Beans, you have the floor.
Oh God.
Why do you hate resolutions?
Okay, I never said I hated them. I never said hate.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
So, okay, for me, I set goals and resolutions for myself all the time. Like, I don't understand. Well, I guess there's maybe a reason why people do it on the new year, because it's a new year. But essentially, in general, like that's an arbitrary date, January 1st. I think you can do, you can, if you choose to start a new goal, you don't have to wait until January 1st to start it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You can start it at any time, any day. It's fine.
Yeah.
This new year, new me thing. Okay. And it depends on how you view it and what you're referring to. But sometimes I feel like you're saying, like, it can be perceived as you are wanting to change who you are, therefore implying that something is wrong with who you are now or who you were last year. What if there is something
wrong?
Okay, like what?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so
I'm just trying to debate you. Go ahead.
No, that's
Keep
great.
Going.
I love that you're challenging me. This is great. Okay. I don't want it. I wouldn't want the new year, new me to discredit all the failures, the struggles, the journey, the lessons learned from the previous year.
That's deep. Yeah.
And I feel like in a way it can discredit everything that you just went through the last year. And I think how I would approach it if I were to do this like new year, new me thing is approach it like in a way where I'm leaning into myself, leaning into my strengths, leaning into me, right? And evolving and growing versus like trying to completely change myself and move in the direction away from my inner self. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I understand what you're saying. Okay. I agree.
And I don't think everybody right. So I think it depends. I don't think it's super problematic, but I think it can be depending on how you approach and how you see it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah. I personally don't do New Year's resolutions, but I can see why other people do. And, go ahead, do whatever you want with your life. I support you if you want to like create goals for yourself and make yourself better as a person. I don't know. I'm not really tied into like the whole technicality of like new year, new me. I don't know. I guess I don't really care that much if people say that,
Yeah.
But I personally don't say that. But I kind of started shifting into not changing who I am, but changing aspects of myself that I don't like. Especially like with the past 2 years that have been really hard on me. I've noticed that I've kind of developed certain habits or ways of thinking that I just do not like and do not think that they are beneficial for me in my life moving forward, that I've reflected on those and I want to change that about me. Not saying that like I'm this terrible person or whatever, right? But there's just certain things about me that I know that I want to change, and I'm purposely going to make those changes. I mean, I've already started, and I didn't need the new year to start, but it is nice to have a specific date where it feels like, oh, this is a new, like this is a clean slate, a fresh start, something that is tangible, because sometimes people need that tangible number, that tangible date, because then I feel like people can work towards it. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily have that, but I do set goals for myself. I do have these things that I want to reach. But maybe in order for me to better reach certain goals, maybe I do need to set more dates and like timelines to work towards them. But in general, I don't really care if people say new year, new me. I mean, whatever you want to do, I'll support you.
Yeah.
As long as you're not doing anything terrible, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the whole you made a really good point of for some people, and even for me, I feel like I do need some like more of that tangible, like I'm gonna start tomorrow, like I'm gonna start this day. I guess I just don't really see why some people wait until the new year to get that date when you can have that tangible date any day of the year.
Yeah, and exactly. I think that goes into like, even if you do make resolutions,
right,
and you don't, and you necessarily like, maybe you stop, or like you stop for a certain time, like you can always restart this year. Like it doesn't matter if like your goal was to drink water every like certain amount of time every day, and then you stop for like 2 days, you can still do it the next day and you don't have to feel bad about it. But I think that's why it can be a little bit problematic, is when people set those really high expectations in the beginning and then maybe sometimes don't like fall short certain days. Maybe that's when I can see it's problematic, when they feel really bad about themselves. They don't feel like they can do it again, but you actually can, and don't feel bad about it,
Yeah. And like with those types of things, I would say start small and focus more on like the process of it, of what can you do each day. If you do want to drink, let's say you set a goal of, I want to drink 60 ounces of water every day, and you feel like to start that might be a lot, drink 10 ounces. I don't know, just start with like, the day to day, what can you do today to reach, to work towards the goal. But ultimately the achievement, I think, is the process, the journey of it, and like the day-to-day habits that you build versus the actual goal. And then like with that, I feel like we run into a problem when we say to ourselves, when I reach this goal, I'm going to feel better about myself. When I lose these 20 pounds, I'm going to feel better about myself, and then I'm going to be good. That doesn't always happen.
No, man. From
more
experience,
often than not.
No. Yeah.
I think 70-80% of the time, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
And then let's say you reach that goal, you lost the 20 pounds. And then what's next? Are you happy? Are you good? I don't know. I've reached certain goals that I've set for myself, and I'm still unhappy. I'm still stressed. I'm still anxious.
Same.
I was like, I'm going to go to grad school, and I'm going to have a good job after that, and I'm going to be set for life. Look at me now. I mean, I'm happy with what I'm doing.
Stressed.
Yeah, I'm happy with what I'm doing, but I'm stressed and I'm anxious with with a lot of things in life. And
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I don't know. I take all these things
enjoy
with a grain
life.
of salt.
Yeah, I just enjoy life. I feel
Yeah.
like now that I'm getting older, like, yes, it's good to have New Year's resolutions. Yes, it's good to have these goals and like do these habits and all these things. But at the same time, like, try not to get too caught up into that and just like live your life, enjoy your life, do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, I at least that's where at a point in my life of where I'm at, and just, you know.
And for some people, setting those goals are what makes them happy, you know, is them enjoying life. And so like I think that's really cool when those goals, those resolutions that you set for yourself are driven by growth and happiness. Versus like self-rejection. Like, I need to change this part of me because I don't like that. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
So that's why I think it depends. And
yeah, it depends.
The way it's presented on social media and things like that, I don't fully agree with, but I totally respect if you decide to do the New Year's resolution. I like, you know, that's none of my business. That's up to you. And like you said, we support y'all.
Yeah, we support you.
Yeah, our opiniones.
And good luck. And good luck.
Support you and good luck. Thanks, Mish. That was good. Okay.
So, what advice would you give yourself as you begin this new year, Beans? Or would you give to anybody else?
Yeah.
Maybe to yourself and then to our audience. Or maybe it's the same advice. I don't know.
Okay. Well, something that I'm working on is how I think about things or how I perceive certain events in my life. I think what causes a lot of stress in me is that I make a big deal out of like certain struggles that maybe like I know that I can get through. And it's just, you know, it just causes a lot of anxiety in me. And so what I'm trying to do, and it's hard, it's really, really hard, but I'm trying to kind of like rewire my brain by seeing a situation for what it is rather than it being something bad or good. You know what I mean? Like this, I don't know, let's say my car breaks down or something or whatever. And like, how am I going to get to work, or what am I going to do? Okay, I could very easily freak out and freeze. I could freeze and not do anything out of sheer like anxiety, because sometimes that happens where anxiety paralyzes me. Or I could be like, okay, this happened. Now what am I going to do about it? You know, and it's so, and I'm not saying I don't want to discredit like those feelings, because those are valid, and it's okay to like to have those reactions and stuff, but I just don't want to stay in that for too long where I don't act and I don't process. And so I'm just trying to like switch my way of thinking, kind of shift it to seeing things for what they are, as they are, and then finding a way to respond to it in a way that's going to help get through it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. That's good advice.
I got a little deep there, so
you got deep, but it makes sense.
I've been watching a lot of YouTubes on stoicism, so
you
know.
Yeah.
Philosophy.
Okay. I'm just repeating what you're saying.
Basically, I'm just trying to be more proactive about things and be like, and respond to things in a more level-headed way.
Yeah. That's your advice for yourself?
For myself.
Or that's what you're working on?
That's what I'm working on.
What's your advice? Okay, but what's your advice? Like, okay, you're talking to yourself right now.
Okay,
you told us what you're working on, but what is your advice?
My advice is to take it one day at a time. Focus on the present. Stay present. Just stay present. Actually, that's my advice to myself and to everybody.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Be present.
Nice.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. I'm working on a lot of shit. I'm just working on a lot of things within myself. But advice I would give to myself is don't stress too much, and try to, I said just, I can't even speak, but yeah, try not to be stressed too much, or don't stress too much, and find joy in the little things. I think that's just like my motto recently. I'm trying to be as happy as I can with whatever I can do. And also, I don't know if this is like, I think I'm saying these things, but I'm the only one that really truly understands the meaning behind it. So when I'm saying it, it sounds really like bland and generic and like whatever. Because I want to, like, this year, I want to be a little bit more like fearless. Because I've been through a lot, and I'll probably open up about it in other episodes, not right now, but I want to be more fearless in just how I am and the decisions that I make. I used to be a lot more fearless in how I am now. I used to be a lot more confident in myself. So I really want to get back into myself and really own who I am and own my decisions and just be fearless about my decisions and what I'm doing in my life, because I think what I've been doing is pretty badass, but I'm not giving myself the credit. So I really need to, and if you've been struggling with this too, you really should give yourself love and appreciation, and like, you're your biggest motivator, and I need to be that for myself, because it doesn't matter how many people like believe in me and cheer me on if I don't do it for myself. So yeah.
And you're your biggest critic, which means that you can shut that critic down. You can tell that critic to take 2 seats. You have that control, you have that power within yourself. So I think sometimes we underestimate just how much power we hold.
So it really relates. For sure, it really relates to what you were saying, and just like reframing how I'm thinking and how I see things and how I see myself. But yeah, that's my advice. It was all over the place, but
that's a really good segue into our next question of, if you knew that you couldn't fail, like there's no possibility of you failing, that's just not an option, what would you do? It could be with work, it could be with anything in your life.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Take that fear away. There's no such thing as failure in your world. What would you do?
Yeah, I would do a lot of things. Especially if I had the resources to do it. Right. When we were talking about this, I first went to career, because I don't know why I always go to career in my job. But this year, like, my fellowship ends in my job. So I need to get a new job this year, towards the end of the year. So I was telling Beans, like, if I could not fail, which I don't think I will fail, and I will get a job, that's one of the things. And I feel like I'm kind of forced into doing that. I'm in this city where I didn't go to law school here, but I got a good job here, and I'm living here now. So I am kind of put in this place where, I need to get a job. And so yeah, if you have any connections, let me know. And then but besides my career, I think it's good to not just think career wise, but I would really want to travel. I really haven't had, I've had the opportunity to go and study abroad, but just traveling for fun and in a different country, I haven't really done that. So that would be really cool to do. Also, like, secret side note, I really always wanted to be a traveling journalist.
That's awesome.
Where I would just write, or maybe blog, or like make videos or take pictures and just like share it with people. I've always wanted to do that, so maybe that. I don't know, maybe just traveling, or just like, another thing would be like, I've always had this dream of like having a nice like cabin, and having it to like that space with my mom and like my family. So that would be cool. I'm just stating all the things that I want.
All the things you think would be cool.
Yeah, or like it would be something that I would want to build, you know, like I would want to build a home. Like that would be really cool if I could do that. And maybe get more into music. Like I really like music. I really love dance. So if I could kind of make a career out of that, that was always my dream when I was little too.
Yeah.
Is to make some sort of career, like being creative. I feel like I am creative. I don't really show it. So that would be cool too. But yeah, those are all my failed dreams. I'm just telling everybody. Go ahead. What about you?
How do I follow that? That's great.
I don't know. Well, whatever. Like if you could never fail, I mean, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? Those are the things I would do if I knew I couldn't fail. Build a house.
Yeah.
All these other things. Go ahead.
I want all of those things. But my two main from like, and these are dreams that I've had since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I wasn't thinking about buying a house or building a house.
Yeah.
But now I am dreaming about those things. But I'm reverting back to my younger self that still kind of holds those hopes in my heart. One of them was to be a professional soccer player.
That'd be cool.
I could picture it. I could seriously picture it happening.
That's
Second
cool.
Is to be in a band, to be some sort of musician, and I would either be the person that plays the piano or the drummer. Like that was like what I still would love to do. Yeah, that one I feel is more realistic for me at this point in my life and with my age and everything. Wow, I made myself sound really old. I'm not old, but anyway, I just would love to do that at some point. And I think I could still pursue it in some way, even if it's just with like a group of friends and just jamming in a garage. That's enough for me.
Yeah, you should definitely try.
Just like collaborating with people with music. I think that's been like a lifelong thing that I've always wanted to try and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You can do it.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
You should try.
I think it's possible.
I mean, you definitely are. You're playing the drums. You play soccer and like to a certain extent, like you're like doing it.
Yeah, I guess kind of.
I'm not the same capacity as how you would have imagined, but it's
not
cool that you're still
doing.
But it's still, but you're still doing it. You're still playing the drums. You're still playing piano. Like you play soccer. You're a really good soccer player. So I can definitely see that. I suck at it, but definitely for sure.
You're so funny.
I see that.
I think that would be cool if like we formed a band, Mish.
I'm terrible. What would I do?
You said you would want to pursue music.
Yeah.
So what would you do? Okay, what
dance
would that look
in
like?
The background.
Oh, you'd want to pursue dance. You'd want to do dance.
No, I want to do both. I want to do both, but I feel like I'm more passionate about dance.
Okay.
If I'm going to be honest, like dance and then music. But we're still going to do the whole music thing. Not like famous, but like we're going to do our covers.
Yeah, we want to do covers.
Because we said, and I've been sort of practicing with the guitar.
Yes.
So I want to do that. That would be cool.
Yeah. So
we show off our skills, my minimal skills.
Same.
No, you definitely have skills. You are definitely way more musical than I am. And my boyfriend Jesus is way more musical than I am. But I can definitely try. And because I haven't played the guitar in a while. And when I was starting to learn stuff, Jesus was like, "Oh, I'm really impressed. Like you're picking this up." I'm like, impressed? This is what I do. I'm just kidding.
Yo, that's the first step is to pick up the damn instrument.
Yeah.
Pick it up and take some time to just play with it. That's it.
For real. Yeah. Taking the time to do it. I agree.
Because I think that's for most people, it's a talent that you're not really born with necessarily. It's something that comes with time that you learn. And therefore anybody can learn it. So
it takes time. Practice.
So we're gonna practice, and then we're gonna try to record a cover and post it on our YouTube channel for you all to enjoy.
I don't want to sing though. Just sing.
We'll auto-tune it. It's cool. We're gonna be like T-Pain.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
That's gonna be a resolution. A goal for us is to record a song cover.
Yeah, that would be nice. I would want to do that.
All right, I'm down. Let's make it happen. We gotta manifest it. We gotta speak it into the universe. We have to work towards it.
And we have to do it. Daily
habits, right? Practice 10 minutes a day, small steps. We got this.
Yeah, I agree. We got it.
We got it. We can do it. And so can y'all. Whatever goal you're setting for yourself, we believe in you. Like, truly. I'm not trying to be sarcastic here. We truly believe in y'all. And
we do. I'm not being sarcastic either.
Yeah, no, we really do. And we hope that whatever it is that you're setting for yourself, whatever you're working towards, it happens for you.
Yeah.
So, let us know if you're setting any resolutions.
We wish you the best.
Whether it's the New Year resolution or just any resolution, any goals, any habits that you're trying to build, ways that you're trying to grow. Let us know. We want to be celebrating that and supporting you.
So we're excited for you too.
And we're very excited for you. So with that, keep growing, keep learning, keep evolving. And thank you for tuning in
on the next one. Bye.
Bye.